Hello and welcome to Overanalyze. My name is Levi and today I'll be covering 5A. We're starting 5A. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. 5A. My personal favorite. Uh, um, but maybe I'm just a little biased because I've done so much research on them. So like the next week, Region 1 is going to be a lot like longer videos, probably a little bit more in depth on some of the teams. Again, just because I've literally done this for a long time. It's probably going to be a little bit more on each team. That being said, let's get into the teams. We have Cantillo, El Paso Andrus, El Paso Burgess, El Paso Chapin, and El Paso Jefferson. Movement in this district, Bowie, Austin, and Irvin all go down to District 1 4A, and then Cantillo comes in from District 2 5A. Location of this district, we are in El Paso, kind of west side-ish and north. Cantillo, I believe, is north of El Paso. Let's get into it. We have Chapin, got first, lost an area to Monterey after beating Sleta. In by district, they went 13-1 in districts. Both Burgess had, again, I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I'm just really bad at this. They split. Burgess had some really close games against Andrus. They won by 3-1 to Andrus. They actually lost to Andrus in a tournament by 1 earlier in the season. In a tournament, their split with Burgess included an 11-point loss and a 15-point win. They played a seeding game, won by 5. I was following that game kind of live on social media. Incredible late game push, kind of separated them a little, just enough to get to claim first place. And then let's see, in the playoffs, after cruising past Sleta, they had to face Monterey, which you don't know has an extremely good duo, point guard post duo who averaged 45 points per game. This past season, there are teams that don't average 45 points per game, and these two people did. But anyways, I think Monterey, their guard is like number 1 in the country for her class, I think. So just really hard to contain. So I was watching the Chapin Monterey game via YouTube stream. They kept it close actually with some good shooting, with kind of the best containment that you can get generally. Again, we are still talking about Monterey. Let's see. However, Monterey did pull away in the second half. They got a couple of stops in a row, and then it's really hard to do the same thing against Monterey. It's really hard to just pull off a string of stops against them. Chapin, they have 10 players on the roster and 2 seniors. Let's see, including one that I believe hit 100 threes this year. That's kind of insane. One co-MVP of the year in the district. However, Chapin, they are kind of my pick to pull off a major upset if there is one in this. If there is one in this region, I feel like it'll be whoever gets first place here would be the best to do that. Chapin especially, they shot a lot of threes last year because they were good at it. And when they get hot, there really isn't much you can do. That's the kind of team that could pull off a major upset. Next we have Burgess, got second, lost an area to Lubbock Cooper after beating Bel Air. They beat Bel Air by a considerably lower margin than Chapin beat Isleta. But that's why getting first was kind of a big deal, because obviously there was a pretty big gap from 4th and 3rd, at least on like a playoff game kind of level. However, they still won by like 10, I think. They only lost to Cooper by 13 though, taking advantage of their depth to try to match the pure numbers of Cooper, who had one of the deepest and best rosters in the state of Texas last year. Let's see, Burgess, they also beat Andrus by more in district, although marginally. Both were by less than 10. One came in overtime, at least so it says. They have some really good talent coming back. Their district awards include the co-MVP and the co-offense player of the year, along with the rating co-coach of the year. All the co's are because they split with the Chapin player / coach. Chapin coach also got co-coach of the year. Player got co-MVP and co-offense player of the year. Burgess, they have 10 players on the roster and 2 seniors. So we have Andrus got third loss in area to Amarillo after beating Hanks in by-district. So now the top 3 teams in this district, they all won their by-district games, or first round games, which is really good. And then they had to face Monterey, Lubbock Cooper, and Amarillo. Ugh, it's just unfortunate. But anyways, Andrus, they beat Hanks by 8, which is a pretty good amount. Whenever I made my 5A Region 1 bracket, kind of said that this game might be one of the most contested of the first round, one of the closest of the first round. I was pretty close to being right. It seemed to be a pretty good game. They were on similar levels, in my opinion. I could be off on this one, but they appeared to be pretty similar, according to me. Let's see. So then after beating Hanks, they went and played Amarillo, and they're going to do Amarillo things. They lost by like 40 or something, but Andrus, they went 10-4 in district. They were very close to winning all those games. Again, losing by like 3-1. They lost in overtime, and then they lost by like 8 or 9 maybe. So again, just really close. They have 10 players uploaded to the roster and 6 seniors, which is kind of a lot, but they were pretty far ahead of 4th place. That being said, we have El Paso. El Paso High, they got 5th. Bowie got 4th, actually. So El Paso, they got 5th. They went 6-8 in district. Wasn't very close to beating the top 3 teams. However, they were close to beating Bowie, and Bowie moved down to 4A. So they lost by 5 and 13 in district play. They lost by 1 in a tournament over winter break. So really close there. They have 14 players uploaded to the roster and 2 seniors. So pretty good for them to maybe just jump into 4th place there. Unless, and this is where we get Canutillo, they got 6th in their district. They were really close to making the playoffs. They actually split with Parkland and Bel Air at the very beginning of the season. They lost by 9, 4, 6, and 3 to Parkland, Isleta, Bel Air, and Isleta again. So a couple of close games there. Could have gone the other way. Also, I mean, 5 and 9 was kind of it just seemed a little off. I mean, I think the year prior they went like 13 and 1 or something like that. They'd been making the playoffs consistently for the past few years at that point. So 5 and 9 was kind of a little bit. I didn't really know what to make of it. Maybe I do think that they could definitely rebound this year, especially moving in from an 8-team district to a 6-team district, and just from a numbers game, they have a better chance of making the playoffs. In non-district play, they beat Austin by 21 and Irvin by 16. They got 6th and 7th respectively, I think. Maybe it was the other way around, but they only lost to Andrus by 12, which is pretty good. They have 16 players uploaded to the roster and 5 seniors. All right, final predictions time. I've Chapin at 9-1, Burgess at 9-1, Andrus at 6-4, El Paso at 3-7, Canutillo at 3-7, and Jefferson at 0-10. Let's see, I've got a split between Chapin and Burgess. Just again, it's just so difficult to separate these two at this time, is because they're so similar in their talent and stuff, and their coaching. And then I was split between El Paso and Canutillo. I could definitely see either one of those teams sweeping the other. I would say maybe a sweep. I would say maybe Canutillo sweeping El Paso would be. Actually, it's so difficult to tell. So I have it here in a split. Yeah, that's all I have for District 1 5A. Tomorrow we got District 2 5A. Who do we got in District 2? We got all the other El Paso schools. We got Hanks, we got Parkland, Isleta, Bel Air. It's going to be a good district, even with the absence of El Dorado. I want to make sure you watch that video tomorrow. And as always, until next time, thanks for watching.